That looks good to me. I had the head bolts soaked in oil. You're supposed to soak them in oil, engine oil, and then let them drip for about 30 minutes. So I've already done that. Now we're gonna put the head on, torque it down, and I think that'll be it for today. We got the good old Victor Germany head gasket. Put the head on next. Yeah, don't forget to soak them in oil. And if you have a manual, you'll see I'm not wrong. These are 10 millimeter head bolts. Seems like I'm missing one. Oh, there it is. Wait for this one to finish dripping off. There's 4 parts of torquing this head down. These bolts, these are 10 millimeters, so you have to torque them to one spec, then second, then a 90 degree, and then another 90 degree. And I'll show you how that's done. The older model, they had 12 millimeter bolts. You torque them just twice, 2 torque specs, and that's it. All right, gonna torque this head down. There's 4 sequences to these head bolt types. These are 10 millimeters, so you got to do 15 foot-pounds, 30 foot-pounds, and 2 times to 90 degrees. So, all right, got my torque crank set, and you got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's I marked them down just so easier to see. up to 30 foot-pounds. All right, so let me show you something quick. If you don't have an angle gauge, so it says 2 times 90 degrees. So what you can do is mark top of your bolt and right on the edge of the head somewhere. And then all we gotta do is do a 90 degrees. Then from there you gotta do another 90 degrees. So this is just the easiest way to do. This is what the old timers used to do. I mean, you can even, there's an app for smartphone, you can put your smartphone right on top of the gauge, on a torque wrench, and just watch that smartphone go. But I'm going to show you easy way to do this. Alright, I think I got them all marked down. So now we gotta do all of them step by step, 90 degrees, and then again 90 degrees. So for this next step, we don't need a torque wrench. We need like a breaker bar or something. All right. So, if I'm correct, and just a little bit more, that's 90 degrees right there. All right, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, just making sure I got them all. Okay. Now, mark again. So this one right here, here, think I have to position my engine stand. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. That's it. Okay, time to put that cam box back in. And I've already put the gasket on. I ran a thin layer of silicone. And because that gasket that you're supposed to use under the cam box is just too thin. And so these bolts, working them down 15 foot-pounds. Time to put the front main cover on. Ever did I have a problem with putting a front main seal on the car? Usually just press them on and then put on the car, but for some reason this seal does not want to go on when you press the seal in and then try to put on. It just keeps popping off. It's my second one, brand new. Numbers match with the old one. It's 40 by 56 by 7, same one as the new ones. So, but for some reason it just wants to come off. So I'm going to put the cover on first, torque it down, and then we'll put the seal on. Like I said, I put a lot of engines together. I've never had this problem before, but there's first time for everything. And being a YUGO, there you have it. So that's what we're gonna do. Cover on first, torque it down, and then get that seal on. Good thing I had some extra ones. And so yeah, I don't know why, but these aftermarket seals that I'm using, they're just not I got brand new seal, brand new gasket. I put RTV on both sides of this gasket just because over years you get small fittings in covers and blocks, so that way I know it's sealed right. Gonna torque these down as well. 5 foot-pounds. Alright. Set 5 foot-pounds. Go. So good. Let's try to put the seal on now. Alright. I got a small steel rod. It's not sharp at all. So I'm gonna put the seal on and then I'm just gonna go around that lip just to try to get this on. I really hope that this seal does not start leaking. I've never ever had to do it this way, but hey, it's first time for everything. Well, looks like it's on. Now, got an old wheel bearing laying around that fits right perfectly over my seal. Get the deep socket and hammer that puppy in. There you have it. Seal is in all the way. I don't know why that seal wouldn't go along with the cover, but got it on. And plus, if you ever have to change a seal like that in the car, one way to do it, to take the old one out, if it's on a car, usually just screw, get a couple sharp screws, screw on each side, pull it off, put it back on. This specific one, old YUGO wheel bearing, fits perfectly over the seal. Tap it in, done. Deep socket. There you go. Now we go, so this one as well, this is auxiliary shaft for this engine. I had problems, same thing with the seal. So when I was putting this seal, I just put it at the same time as a shaft and just press it in. So we'll be putting that on. Got a brand new gasket. We'll put silicone on both sides as well. And torque it down, 5 foot-pounds. Make sure you lube up on right here where the bearing is, on the back side. Got silicone on both sides. Alright, time to put the oil pump in, new gasket. Couldn't find torque specs anywhere. Got two manuals, went online. For some reason, old FIATs, this specific engine and YUGOs just don't have any torque specs for oil pump, a bunch of these accessories. So you have to go by the size of a bolt, thickness of a bolt. So torquing these down to 15 foot-pounds. Same size bolts are used, different parts, so you just go by the size of a bolt pretty much. Can't find torques anywhere, so a lot of guys are just guessing or going by the size of the bolt. That's what I'm doing in this case. So I'm torquing these down to 15 foot-pounds, brand new oil pump. Oil pump torqued down, spin engine around. New gasket is on, silicone both sides, valve cover all cleaned up, and just pop it off.
Sorry ass DJ.
Timing belt side, getting ready to put everything together, and got a lot of little bolts holding this bracket. This bracket is also a cover, but it's a bracket for new gasket. It's a bracket for a timing belt, pulley, and tensioner. So first, this is the bracket. It's more mount bracket, but also it's your timing belt tensioner. There's a spring inside. Make sure that's all working good. Just spray a lot of WD-40 if it's stuck, because this only works. It only works before you get your timing belt pulley on, and once you you put this on, torque your timing belt pulley on, then this doesn't really do much. But then that's why it gets stuck in one position, and then it just rusts out, sits there. So make sure this is working before you put it back up. And trying to get everything in place. Make sure you put all the bolts in there. And so the little bolts, the first 4, you put in, gonna torque those down 20 foot-pounds. Torque wrench is already set. There's 4 of those. I'm gonna have to pull this bracket off, torque those 4 bolts down because I can't get my socket. There's a small hole. I thought I could, but that's wrong. So torque these 4 bolts down. 20 foot-pounds should be 20. Make sure you have locking washers. Alright, now these, I'm going to be torquing these down to 60 foot-pounds. These are same size as your cam shaft bolts and auxiliary shaft bolt, and those are, I think, those are torqued down to 61 foot-pounds. That's what the manual is calling for. So, being same size bolts, I'm just going to torque it 60 foot-pounds. That should be good. Again, nowhere in a service manual does it have torque specs for those. So I'm just going by bolt sizes. And they're 60 foot-pounds. Right. Now, I'm gonna put this tensioner find a nut. gonna put sprockets on, line everything up, put the timing belt on. Got my sprockets torqued down, 61 foot-pounds. I had help, buddy of mine helped me hold the sprockets while I got them torqued. Make sure you put thread lock on those bolts, you don't want them to come out. Another thing I got is my belt tensioner compressed. Use the C-clamp I had. There's a spring inside that moves that pulley. That's a tensioner. Got my crankshaft lined up. Put a little mark there. I lined it up with my housing. My camshaft is lined up with this little arrow right here. It is aligned up, but I don't know if I can get my camera to zoom in. But that's so you want your number one piston to be atop that center. If you take your number one spark plug, get a screwdriver or something, if you spin that crankshaft and watch this screwdriver go up and down, you want it atop that center. That's just when your screwdriver doesn't move at all. So put my camera down and I'm gonna show you how to put that timing belt on. You don't have to worry about the auxiliary shaft. There's no aligning of that. All that does is spins your oil pump, so there's no marks. But yep, you got one on top, one on the bottom. That's it. So got my timing belt. Always put brand new timing belt. A little bit. Start from top or bottom, it doesn't really matter. But make sure nothing moves. Alright. I will start from the top this time. And just still there, hasn't moved. Put the timing belt over, release the C-clamp, check everything again, nothing moved, all good. Now I want to put that nut on. Put some Loctite there as well. Oop. I don't know why this one is so runny. Before you torque that down, I would spin that crankshaft a couple of times. Crankshaft a couple times. Once you torque that down, that tensioner does not move at all. So here we go, checking everything. As timing belt seems like it wants to come off, but that's why you got that big pulley, keeps it from coming off. And that's it, right on the money. That's perfect. Hasn't moved. Now we can torque that down. Grab my torque wrench. Set it. And that's a 17 mil. Perfect. Spin it again. That's perfect. Show you quick. It's lining up right there. I don't know why when you look through camera it seems like it's off, but it's not off. It's perfect. And you have a mark down there. That's it. Well, almost last thing to do is put oil pan. I waited for oil pump to show up. Brand new oil pump, so I had to leave. And I just figured I'd put everything together, leave that. Almost the last thing. So got some silicone underneath the gasket on top of the oil pan, and we're gonna slap that together and torque it down. Time to put the last piece of the puzzle before I take the engine to the owner. Got the new seal installed. This is a distributor part, and fuel injection cars have distributor right here. Carburetor cars add distributor right. So got the new seal on. Gasket is in there. Got 3 little bolts, and let's see if this seal is gonna go on nice and smooth. And let's see. Yep, that's the correct way. And wow, that was so nice and easy. Don't forget to replace that seal. Torquing these down to 7 foot-pounds. That should be plenty. Again, I couldn't find any torque specs, so going by the both sides. Almost there. dust cap. This rotor has been replaced before by previous owner Bosch, and there you go. Tight that screw down. That's it. This engine is done. It's ready to go to its owner. And I think damn looks good. So jealous that it's not going in my car. But one of the days I'll rebuild mine as well when it's time. So yeah. Fuel injection 91 YUGO. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate it for watching. Got any questions, ask. Here to help. Just trying to make these little cars go before they end up a junkyard. So peace out.